Wow. Past and future performers, please take notes from Gaga. Hey everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. I am here with a recap of Lady Gaga's Super Bowl 51 halftime show performance. I almost missed it, but thank God my girlfriend said something and I had just gotten home and I was like, oh, let me turn this on. Even though I don't care about either of the teams playing, I cared about seeing that halftime performance. And Lady Gaga, a huge talented performer, someone that I have been a huge fan of for a long time, all the way from The Fame up to Joanne, one of my favorite albums of 2016 right here. I've never cared what people had to say about the fact that, oh, you're supposedly a straight guy that listens to Lady Gaga and enjoys it this much. I've been dealing with that since high school, and I really don't care what you have to say. Always been a huge fan of her. She has an insanely good voice, and her range really showed here. I know the instruments and stuff aren't allowed to be live with the Super Bowl, but the vocals are, and you could really tell that she had that spark, adding some different things to moments like Bad Romance and her newest hit, Million Reasons, where she gave a nice little shout out to her mom and dad. Now, I had seen for the weeks leading up to it that Gaga had been teasing about the Pepsi halftime show and everything like that performing. I was getting really excited for it. I figured that she would be doing somewhat of a medley of hits, but I was really hoping that she didn't fall into the pit of what some of the past guests have done the past few years. It's been like, oh, Bruno Mars is headlining, but let's bring out the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then they're gonna catch a ton of flack for not actually playing their instruments live. But actually, bands like that do pre-record their stuff, especially for that. It's like they do a live cut, they practice it, and then they do it again later. And then, of course, last year you had Coldplay, which I was very excited for. I didn't feel that positively about the performance there. I thought it was solid enough, but at the same time, it just wasn't that interesting, and they kind of got the show stolen from them with Beyonce and Bruno Mars once again coming back, and it's just like, were Coldplay even the headliners? What were they doing there? They were just kind of messing around. It didn't seem like they really owned the stage. Lady Gaga was the only star here tonight. She stopped the show. She was the only guest that she needed. She was her own guest, changing outfits a few different times, going through a few different phases of her career throughout the performances throughout the night, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was extremely captivated. Just watching this kind of felt good. Being a fan for like a decade now, that's really crazy to think about, but I've been a fan of Lady Gaga for a decade, and it's hard to believe that this album came out whenever I was a junior in high school, I believe, or a rising junior, and now it's something that I still enjoy. I think it's really fun, electrifying pop music, and I really like where Gaga is at with just her voice and the music community, whether it be political or for women's rights, whatever it may be. She's a huge advocate in the scene, a very positive person that I think that a lot of people look up to, and I see a lot of like pop stars in the game now, and it just doesn't even seem like they should be respected or looked up to. But Lady Gaga truly is a talent. Don't get caught up in the whole glamour of everything. While she did look really damn cool, kind of dangling from the strings and everything, coming out to poker face and kind of pausing for dramatic effect a few times, it's not just about the fashion, it's about the music and the presentation. At her heart, like so many people have said, Lady Gaga, aka Joanne, is very, very rock and roll. I really enjoyed this performance tonight, not only because I was hearing some of my favorite songs from her, obviously she has a lot of great singles, but just seeing her up there getting the attention that she deserves. Obviously she's a huge pop star, but at the same time I feel like in recent years that's kind of faded. She's not as popular as she was. People are starting to forget about her. Her singles aren't quite performing as well, but she's being herself. She's doing what she wants to do and putting herself out there in the world, and how you perceive it, I guess it's all up to you, but don't hate her for trying out new things. I think Joanne is just a fantastic album, and I'm really happy to see her out there performing Million Reasons. I think some of my absolute favorite moments from the entire performance, though, had to be moments like Just Dance. She really came out there with the sitar. Obviously, that was pre-recorded. People are going to say what they will, but you know, obviously I'm closing my mouth on that one. I understand that they have to pre-record the instruments and all that good stuff. Can't play it live. I thought it was really cool how she had like one of her backup dancers handing the mic to her for the lines, and then she eventually just grabs it and takes control of the performance from there. She made the quick outfit change once we got over to Bad Romance, running up the stairs, the fireworks start going off. It's also captivating. I really like the silver outfit with the boots and everything. It really just, I don't know. It was very Lady Gaga. It was like like I said, she was kind of commenting on different eras of her career, and now she's at more of a personal point, and I feel like her music's a little bit more raw, but she's not trying to dismiss her early career like so many artists will do. She's actually paying homage to it. And I think one of the best moments where she absolutely did that and really nailed it on the vocals was Telephone. It was electrifying. She has the crowd choreographed as well. She had them holding up some things, and I thought that was really, really cool. On moments like Million Reasons, it looked like, you know, the color was changing for like lighters to be up in the sky, and then it would change over for Bad Romance. She had the crowd like laying down and doing all these other different things and kind of going in sync with what she was doing and the kind of commands she was calling out in the song, and it was really, really cool. I didn't expect that. I mean, obviously they do get the crowds involved at the Pepsi halftime show quite often, but this year was definitely above and beyond. I thought she looked so badass just standing there with the flames shooting behind her during a couple of those ending moments. It was just kind of chilling to see her standing there so confident, owning her entire career. Like I said, giving that shout out to her mom and her dad. I remember seeing the picture on her Twitter of them just like laying out on the field, taking it all in. Just thinking of how proud they probably are of her. I mean, whether you get everything that she does as a parent or not, you have to be proud of the fact that your child made it to this point, that they're performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. And I hate that there's going to be so many bros and so many other people saying, what the hell is this shit? You know, I have to listen to damn Lady Gaga. I can't get my Bud Light. I have to sit here and watch this with my girlfriend because she's making me. Well, I feel like in my relationship, I would have to make my girlfriend watch that. And that's actually kind of funny. That's not an insult to her at all. It's just commenting, I guess, more on my taste. I like a lot of pop music. I like female song pop music that's done right, and Lady Gaga was on point with her entire performance. Everything about it, the showmanship was there, the songs, the vocals, the passion behind it. I like that she mixed some of it up, the choreography with some of the dance routines. It just reminded me of what I had seen of her out on tour and everything like that, whether it be the Monster Ball or some of her art pop raves or stuff like that. It just reminded me of some of the stuff that I'd seen, and I like that she got up close and personal with some of her fans. It really just seemed like a dedication to not only them, herself, but just her renewed faith in music, and Million Reasons is a big commentary on that. Overall, I think this was a fantastic performance. I wouldn't have changed a thing. It was nice to see a medley. Some of the songs were kind of shortened, some of them were more full length, but I like that she added new parts to them. There was like a little guitar solo and Just Dance, which was wildly unexpected, but a ton of fun, very captivating. I recommend rewatching it. I will put a link to it if I can in the description down below so you guys can check it out if you haven't seen it already. If you somehow missed the Super Bowl halftime show, you can check it out down there in the description. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the performance. Me personally, obviously, you could probably tell I was really entertained by it. Maybe not the best performance ever by any means, but in terms of Super Bowl halftime shows, this is easily one of the best ones that I have seen in a very, very long time. I can't deduct points for really anything, so overall, entertainment factor, talent factor, just the enjoyment factor overall, I have to say 5 out of 5. Oh, and what's that? You're wondering how Joanne holds up to this day. A lot of you probably saw my review. It was a very popular review of mine. You're probably wondering if it still holds up for me to this day. As far as my absolute favorites on Joanne, I'm gonna have to narrow it down to a few, starting with AO. That's one that I said that just really thoroughly impressed me on every single level, especially the vocals on that track. Just absolute ace right there. Perfect Illusion really grew on me, a huge single that deserves more attention. And then Dancing in Circles, one that I feel like could have fit on one of her earlier works. Something from the Fame it reminds me of almost in terms of the vocals on this track, just kind of almost whispered, monotone, and the beat on it is really, really sultry as well. I thoroughly enjoy that. Million Reasons, a standout ballad along with Joanne, two huge tunes. And then John Wayne, another massive, catchy as hell tune that really I feel like it's gonna get underappreciated. I have actually been playing this thing several times in the past few weeks, getting ready for obviously the Super Bowl. I don't know how I almost forgot about her performance somehow. That is absolutely absurd of me. I'll make sure to make note of that in the future if she's performing again, or someone else that I obviously really like. But I find this to be a very fascinating and personal album. I've really been drawn to tracks like the self-titled Joanne. I think John Wayne is catchy as hell, a really fun, upbeat blast of energy. Sinner's Prayer, like I've talked about so many times and praised before, the Father John Misty co-written track is fantastic, kind of a Western-leaning ode. There's just just so much great stuff. I love that she collaborated with so many outside influences, everyone from Father John Misty, like I said, to Josh Homme, and even some of her old producers like Red One. This is a great record. Pick it up on iTunes while you can. It's on sale, $6.99, or else stream it on Spotify or Apple Music. Lady Gaga, please feel free to do the Super Bowl whenever you damn well please. If you would like to find me on Twitter, social media, everything like that is linked in the description. Leave a like on the video today and subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed, especially if you guys are brand new, just found my channel. You can click right here to see another recent video on the channel or another Lady Gaga review that I have done. Other than that, I'll see you very soon right here on Beyond AR TV.